I've said it before and I'll say it again. Democracy simply doesn't work.
So I've been thinking about doing a quick supplemental vid for F-Zero 99. Here's the card if you want to check my original 99 video out. Today I decided to talk a little bit about the King League. The King League is my favorite of the 3 leagues. The hardest tracks the original game has to offer. These were the tracks I was the most excited for. When 99 got announced, the first thing that went through my mind was the idea of seeing 99 people get their shit pushed in Firefield. I wanted to see just how ridiculous 99 could truly get. You can even see in the direct trailer that there were at least 45 other people racing on Firefield. So if 45 are there, then 99 would be a possibility. But that wouldn't be the case in 99. Now, I know what type of chaos that would bring. Putting 99 other people on the hardest track of the King League. It's like that one time that doctor told Mr. Burns he couldn't get sick, because all the diseases he has couldn't breach his immune system because they got stuck. Firefield was just never meant to house 99 people, which is absolutely why it should. So the situation is that tracks like Firefield, Silence, and Whiteland 2, basically all the tracks that come at the end of the Grand Prix, they never show up in the rotations, the team battles, the mini-Prix. They don't show up in the main game, or even the pro tracks. The only way to play them is to make it to the end of a Grand Prix, and by the time that happens there'll only be 20 of you left, whittled down from 99. So if you don't make the top 20 in the race prior to the final track, you don't get to the final track. You have to wait until the Grand Prix starts again, and the Grand Prix are only available every hour, every 30 minutes on weekends. And with all the leagues finally being here, the Knight, Queen, and King, that means the Knight, Queen, and King also rotate. So it might take even longer to get the Grand Prix you want, and you can't practice on a track you haven't encountered yet. You're just gonna have to play your ass off if you're not an experienced master of the F-Zero circuit, but your boy believes in you. Or you're probably playing Fortnite instead. In that case, I've lost all hope for you. I hope the victory royale was worth it. I went into detail about the King League in my original F-Zero video, and not much has changed in 99. You can check that video out if you want to. Here's that card again. The King League is exactly how I remembered it. Mute 3 with the minefield. You hit one mine in this field, you might as well drop out and start a new Prix. Deathwind 2 and the boost into turns, Port Town 2 with the big jump. Everybody does it now, it just rains cars here. Red Canyon 2 and that big arrow jump. I did some experimenting, and it might be faster to boost through the minefield instead of the jump. When you jump in 99, the top speed caps at 478 kilometers per hour, and it does this for each car. The Fire Stingray has some weird quirks about it because the speedometer gets a little confused when you jump at top speed. When you boost, you go much faster than 478. But when you jump during a boost, your speed drops back to 478. You don't go as fast as you're supposed to be going during a boost. It turns out it was always like this in the original game too. I never really noticed that until recently. But enough about that. Let's talk about the big boy. Hello, darkness, my old friend. And believe it or not, but some of my strats from the old days carried over pretty well. Slamming into the wall to clear turns faster is still a viable strategy. Blast tapping still works well. And the most important strategy, of course, not dying. Now the pit becomes more of a necessity in the first 3 laps due to the health bar being used for boosts. I skip it on the final lap because I'll fall behind if I don't. And if you thought the Skyway in Whiteland 2 was busted, you don't know shit. Perhaps the most disgusting Skyway is in this level. Wooly Madden was right. Losing is winning. Just try not to use the Skyway on the final stretch. It goes over the healing pit, and if it's the final lap, you could fall behind. And cars like the Blue Falcon and Golden Fox still have the easiest time on Firefield compared to the Wild Goose and Fire Stingray. The recovery and acceleration make a world of difference. The Stingray arguably has the better cornering of the 4 cars, but in Firefield, the Stingray can't keep its speed up very well. The Stingray does have one more ace up its sleeve though. When it drives over the dirt, it has a very slow deceleration compared to the other 3 cars, so taking shortcuts with the Stingray is encouraged. Add that to the insane cornering and you have a decent chance of making the top 10. I still got some W's on the King League tracks a few times off camera, including some first place wins on Firefield. And the Golden Fox just kicks ass in almost every track of the King League. But you really have to push the Fox in Mute City to stay ahead. It's always fun to see a bunch of foxes fighting for first place at the start. Just one big fox party. No falcons allowed. We're only allowed to have one.
You son of a bitch!
So this is going to be a quick one. I still think 99 is a great way to hopefully get more demand behind a potential F-Zero renaissance. And I hope that those leaked additional modes bear fruit because as of now, the UI is a bit bare bones. Lots of room for some new modes or anything at this point. And if there are new modes in the future, have separate panels for them. Don't make all that shit rotate in one panel, especially the Grand Prix. I've already stated what I want to see in the future if you want to check that out. Whether or not you think the current state of Nintendo is equipped to handle a new F-Zero is up to you. I'm still optimistic about the future. Just don't fuck this one up, Nintendo. And before I go, I still have one last word of advice for everyone watching. Don't install a touchscreen on your system if you're not gonna use it.